My name's Daniel Collins. I graduated at Options for Youth Charter School back in 2007 at the VB2 Center. I chose to go to Options for Youth Charter School at the very last semester of my senior year. I was a pretty good student all throughout high school. I had A's and B's. I took school really seriously. But my last semester of my senior year, I had a really rough patch. I was really coming into my own of accepting who I am as a person. I identify as a gay man. So in high school, it was really hard for me to kind of come to terms with just dealing with the school drama. I feel like, for the most part at school, a lot of people accepted me there. But, of course, there's still discrimination when it revolves around, sexuality. But it was mainly at home. Like, my parents had a really hard time fully accepting me for being different then. They're more accepting now, but back then it was really hard for them to kind of come to terms with it. So I was kind of dealing with not feeling accepted at home and then at school. So that kind of made me reach a point where I just didn't care. But at the end of my semester, my first semester in my senior year, I realized it is important to me. I do want to graduate on time. So that's what brought me to Options, because I did attend them during the summer program and really good experiences then. But I always heard if you attend during the full-time school year that you can make up credits a lot faster. And so that's what brought me there, because I wanted to do a whole year's worth of schoolwork in one semester. So that's what brought me there. I feel like my experience at Options for Youth was amazing from the very beginning. I remember being greeted by the center coordinator. His name was Christopher Turner when he was there. Really kind, really welcoming. It kind of set the tone when I first went in, because I was really nervous, obviously, because it was a new school setting and I didn't know what to expect. But I was assigned to a teacher named Amanda Spielman. I think her last name's different now, but back then it was Spielman. And so nice, so kind. She had such a warm approach to her teaching, and I remember always coming in and just kind of having that welcoming attitude. And even amongst the teachers, they were always cracking jokes within one another, so it was a really lively setting. So from the moment I was there, I felt really welcomed, with open arms. And she really helped me too, because she knew my goal was to graduate and to do all that work within, a semester. And she kept that goal in my mind throughout the whole process, and I did achieve it. After graduating from Options for Youth, I actually saw a position that they had for a center coordinator substitute position, and I applied. I was quite nervous to see if I was going to get it, because I had no office experience, obviously, and I just worked at fast food. But then, also I had my education, so I asked the center coordinator that was there, Christopher, who I mentioned earlier, if he would put in a good word for me, and he did. I went to the interview, and I feel like I bombed it. I feel like I did so bad, because I was just so young, didn't know how to interview. But they still took a chance on me. And, I did that for about 6 months, and there was a full-time opening for a center coordinator for one of the offices. And so I got that position. And that really set the foundation of my work ethic in terms of working in the office setting. I was right out of high school, obviously. I was 18, so I was quite young, but I got to work under the lead center coordinator of that whole region, Apple Valley region. Her name's Kathy Lohman, and she really taught me everything I feel that I know on professionalism and taking responsibility and owning an office, and she just taught me so many skills, and so I have her to thank for that. But I worked there for a couple years, and there was an opportunity at one of the centers, the VB1 location, where they needed somebody to run that location, which my senior leaders thought I'd be good for it. And I was quite nervous, at that point too, because again, I was really young, and I was thinking can I really be responsible for this entire center on my own? Because before I was more the co-center coordinator, supporting the leads. But I was in there, and I'm so glad I did, because it showed me that I was way more than capable of doing it, and kind of build that confidence within the office setting. And overall, I was there for 7 years, so a good chunk of time. But I did move from the Victorville area and moved on over to the Orange County, so quite a difference there. But I got into a few office environments, didn't quite know what my calling was, but I just knew I was really good in the office setting, so I wanted to build on that. And 6 years ago, I landed into a recruiting staffing agency, so where I got into recruiting, which it kind of fell into my lap. I really wasn't looking for it, but I do feel that it's my calling, that I really found what I'm passionate about, because I get to work with people, all kinds of different people, and I feel like I get to support them in a really unique way. I always wanted to be somewhere where I can help people, so I feel like where I get to help people and it's really rewarding is I'm able to help them find work, maybe find an opportunity that is their dream job, or maybe leave a company to make more money now, working with people and hiring managers, and also supporting companies and finding them good talent so that they can continue to thrive and do what their life mission is the company. So there's just so many rewards in it in that aspect, and I feel like I make a difference just in a really unique way when it comes to, their career. 2 years ago, I landed at where I'm at currently. It's Sega of America, if you're familiar with that brand. It's Sonic the Hedgehog, one of the most iconic characters in video games. It was like a dream come true for me, actually, when I got to the company, because I'm a gamer myself, a fellow nerd. So it was exciting. I get to do what I love doing in terms of like my career and recruiting, but for a company that I'm really passionate about as well. So kind of got to blend the two. And about, a year and a half into my employment, there was an opportunity where we're growing and expanding as a team. So my director in HR thought I'd be good to be a manager to our team and kind of mentor the team. So I was promoted to recruiting manager. So a really exciting time in my career right now. I get to help lead and mentor a team, and I get to do what I love doing because I feel like I found what I'm meant to do, and also do it for a company that I'm really passionate about too. So I feel like it all kind of stems from, my very beginning with Options for Youth, really. I mean, they supported me with my education and getting me back on track in that last semester, and also taking a chance on me with my employment too. So I have them to thank for that. I feel that it's really important for the school setting to have a really warm and welcoming approach for all students, including the LGBTQ plus community, because, me and thinking back then, I was already going through so much. I was very young. I'm going through teenage years, dealing with discrimination that you see out there in the world just for being different, and on top of it, normal teenage drama, on top of it all. So kind of going through all that, dealing with acne. I had acne back then. So it was just a lot of things that I was tackling. And so I think it's really important to kind of come into a school setting where the focus is school and being treated with respect, just like any other student, I feel is most important, because sometimes we lack that even in the outside world. It's just getting respect for being different.